Hello. Welcome, gamers. It is in fact Monday. My voice sounds weird. Hold on. let me drink a little bit of water just really quick. Just a tiny bit of water has been drank, drinking, drunk? I don't know. This is today's image. It is a Game Boy Advance SP of some sort. You'll notice there's no cartridge. There's no cartridge in the slot that normally has a cartridge. It's because I forgot to draw it. That's fine. Anyway, this background though is a creature. Some kind of a leopard. Is that a leopard? Is that a... what is this? It is. A leopard in Okonjima. Isn't that Japan? It's not. It's actually not Japan. But it does seem like a very Japanese sounding name. Because Jima in Japan is the... when you have like a word that's like Shima, but then there's like a word that ends with an N, it would be Jima. So it's like an island, but it's like different, but it's also not Japanese, so it doesn't make sense. Face-eating leopard, I don't think so. Anyway, welcome Wallster, welcome Duck, welcome Stream Elements, Potato, Deffins, Yuko. That's everyone's here. Now, okay, so what am I doing today? Honestly, I feel like I need to find something else to do. I've just been doing this Game Boy picross dev like twice a week, and I do need to finish this game eventually. But man, there's like maybe I don't know. It's a lot longer than I thought it'd be. But I've not really done too much since last time, I think. Power Wash Sim 2. I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe. Do you see that they're making a spiritual successor to web fishing? It's not by the developer, but someone has made a trailer for a game that looks very similar to web fishing. In my opinion, I don't think it looks as good. But they posted it and everyone was like, what the heck? This is literally a ripoff of web fishing. I can't believe. And then people are like, well, web fishing has not been updated in forever. You can't expect people to just not make like a spiritual successor at any point. But you know, that's it. What if we watch that trailer and then we can go, whoa, this is totally web fishing if it was different, but also worse, but maybe better. I don't know. They pull up the trailer on Twitter. The Doles, no, we do that on Saturdays. Check it out. Rift Fishing. Welcome to Rift Fishing. They got Animal Crossing sounding voices. I don't think the style looks as good. There's something about it. The fact that these cats' heads are not like so round is weird to me. It's very strange. I don't think it looks as good. But, you know, if it fills the same niche that web fishing does, maybe it's fine. If they're gonna actually update it. Welcome, Zoe. Yeah, look, everything is shaking. Why are the trees shaking so much? Why is this grass... well, trees should not shake this much. But look, they got drawing though. You can customize. You can draw stuff. It's literally web fishing. Welcome, Navanon. More customization options that I probably don't care about to this extent. But you know, maybe some people care about it. So, some kind of thing. Yeah, I think the character art style is not as good. See, look, do you see that? When the cat turned sideways, their head looks so flat. Not... it's just like my preference. I like the roundness of web fishing. But you know, whatever. I don't know. They got host migration. You could literally have the host disconnect and still have the lobby intact. Nighttime? What, they got night mode? Welcome to Resi. Fishing. Anyway, I might check it out. Do they have anti-hacking measures? Probably. I would assume this would be a requirement, given that this is so focused. This is like so similar to web fishing that they have to have thought of it. Surely. And then I saw a thread by someone who made music for the original web fishing. He's like, I want to make music for this game like I did for the original web fishing, but I would like to check with the original web fishing developer to see if they're okay with it. And then they're like, yeah, the original web fishing developer is fine with this idea. So that's cool. I know what this reminded me of. It's like that game NanoDan played yesterday. What did he play yesterday? I already forgot. Animal Crossing? Didn't he play Animal Crossing yesterday? Welcome, Ikanu. He played Animal Crossing and like something else, but I don't know if I was awake for that. Maybe I was. Welcome, Namington, welcome, Ikanu. What happened to web fishing? The developer was bullied off the internet for various reasons. He just doesn't exist anymore. He just doesn't exist. Yeah, it was also plagued by hackers. Usada Maze. I think maybe I didn't watch NanoDan stream before he started playing it. The dev fixed it, but it was too late, yeah. But I mean, he released a plush. That was something. That was a thing. Anyway, what am I doing today? Right, we're gonna open up this. I like how the project is still called GBDK example. It's similar to how Vacuous Sugar Quest was called Celeste. It's still called Celeste, by the way. The code directory is still Celeste. Wolfie's Picross is still called GBDK example. That's fine. It's fine, guys. It's actually totally fine. Anyway, that's something we could look forward to maybe in the future. We could be like, whoa, new web fishing spiritual successor, and then we all play it and we're like, actually, I prefer the old one. But it's dead. But the old one is dead, so whatever. Anyway, what have I done since last time to this game? Good question. Good question. I will check. And not too much. I've used smaller banks to reduce ROM size. That's something that's not that interesting. Oh, a new update though. Related to the title of this stream, I failed to apply a screen protector recently. Let me find my photo. I'm gonna pull up a photo. Welcome, Tag Barrel. Welcome, Panis. Does the Game Wolf SP come in limited Tribal Tattoo Edition? No. Was it for my phone? No, I'm gonna go over it. I'm going to talk about it right now. I'm gonna show you a photo. Alright, check this out, guys. I'm gonna download this image. Also gonna download this image. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I talked about this, I talked about this on Saturday. On the Saturday stream, my doorbell rang and I was like, oh, I gotta go outside to pick up a package. And then I described what the package was. I've ordered a retro, what are they called? Retro console, portable handheld retro console. It very much resembles the Game Boy Advance SP, but you can load ROMs. You can also run Vacuous Sugar Quest on it. As I mentioned on Saturday, someone a long time ago, maybe not a long time ago, but like somewhat recently, yeah, this is the Anbernic RG35XX SP or something like that. Can you run real games or just ROMs? Just ROMs. There's no cartridge slot on this thing. You can run games on it. This is my game running on it. It's literally real. It's pretty good, and I've been having a good time so far. But Yeah, it's pretty cool. How does it feel? The buttons are very clicky. Actually, I could I could bring it. You can listen to how clicky it is. Hold on, give me 1 second. Alright, this is, I guess, controller ASMR, I guess? Here's the buttons. Here's the A button. Here's the up, down, left, right. Start, select. Anyway, that's the sound of the buttons. It's pretty clicky. Quality's pretty good. So I tried to apply a screen protector that came with it. And everyone knows the fear of applying screen protector, where you apply it and then there's like dust underneath and it's like, oh no, now it's been ruined. It happened with me. I applied the screen protector, I put a lot of care into making sure that it was clean, but then when I applied it, a little bit of dust got into the left part of it, like right, maybe, hold on, let me put this image below. It was right, like, over here. I can't move things on the screen properly. Okay, this, I can't drag things in OBS. How do people do this? I don't know. Okay, it was like right over here at this part of the screen. There was like a little bit of dust. This image doesn't have the screen protector on it. Anyway, I removed the screen protector and then I removed the dust. And then I tried reapplying it. And then the bottom left part would just not stick down. And there would be this gap that shows up here. And then I kept trying to fix it. And also the thing about the screen protector for this console is that it's very tight. It applies like right on the edge. So I needed to bring like an X-Acto knife out to like just jam it like in this very corner and then like pry it out. Anyway, it did not work out well, and then I tried many more times, and I was just like, I'm just gonna give up. I'm just gonna use this without a screen protector, because, I mean, the console is pretty much a clamshell, so I don't imagine the screen would get scratched, you know, in normal usage, because if I'm gonna be carrying this around, it's gonna be, like, collapsed, you know, whatever it's called. The lid's gonna be closed. Oh, welcome, Warfish. Instead of holding your arm still and moving the Game Boy, you should have kept it still and moved your arm. No. Does the default also have Pico 8 support? Yes. Yes, if you've purchased Pico 8, I think by default they use the Pico 8 emulator, but if you have the real Pico 8, you can download the real Pico 8 from the real Pico 8 website and then put the image onto the SD card, and then it will actually use real Pico 8. Screens have generally gotten more durable over the years. Just been raw dogging my phone screen. So far it's been fine. I would not do that with my phone screen, but for something like this that's supposed to be closed, I'm fine with it. Anyway, what I was saying earlier was some time ago there's this website called Portmaster, and they port over like Windows games to Linux to run on these sorts of retro handhelds. And I'll say Portmaster. So someone contacted me some time ago. I had no idea what Portmaster was. And they're like, I would like to put vacuum show requests on Portmaster. And I looked it up and I was like, alright, sure. I did not expect to ever want to buy one of these consoles, but as I was working on this game, I was like, oh, it would be cool to play my game on like a portable console. So it is actually on here. Vacuum show request. And then I tried it out. It works for the most part. There's some things that didn't work so well. Like, the game, I detect the control scheme that the user is using. So like if you're using controller, it'll show controller icons. If you're using keyboard, it'll show keyboard icons. When I tried running this, it would just like flicker between keyboard and like blank. I mean, that's fine. Also, I noticed the particle effect didn't work. So whenever you run and jump, there's no dust. If you go to the snow area, there's no snow. Well, the snow that's falling down, there's no snow there. but the rest of the game seemed to run fine, so that's fine. Do these run ARM Linux? I think so, yes. Is this some older model? When looking at Anbernic SPs on the website, they have all more doohickeys at the bottom. You're thinking of the... There's two different models. There's the 34XX, what is it called? Anbernic 34 XXSP. This is the one that has this one has the analog sticks at the bottom. But also this screen is like not 4:3. This screen is like the original Game Boy Advance SP resolution. But then the 35 one does not have. This is the 35. It doesn't have the analog stick at the bottom. I feel like you don't need it because I'm not going to be playing like analog stick games on this thing. But the screen is also 4:3, which I think is better for like if I'm going to be playing Game Boy games. The version of this with analog sticks looks like the most uncomfortable thing. Yeah, I don't think I wanted that one. Anyway, it's like how much does it cost? On their website, it's like $50, I think, which is like really pretty good value. But it's also like you have to pay for shipping, so like it was cheaper for me to just buy it on Amazon. Yeah, it's $50, but then if you want to ship it, I think it's like $15 shipping or something. On Amazon, it was like $69, which is like $5 more than this, but like it arrives much faster, so I just did that. Is that a new vacuum Wolfie emote? If by new you mean like from 2 to 3 weeks ago, yes. Does it come in atomic purple? I think they do have a version that's purple. I think most of theirs is like the transparent one, which I'm not really a fan of. This is like the classic silver Game Boy Advance SP. But the one I got, as you can tell, is this one, which I think is quite nice. Anyway, it works pretty well. I was able to run my game on it. It looks really thick. I think it is thicker than the original SP. But it's kind of nice. I had some issues with various things. You can actually run sync thing on this. Does anyone know sync thing? It's like you can sync your files over Wi-Fi. Oh yeah, it also has Wi-Fi. That's pretty cool. You can sync your ROMs from your desktop to this. I use that. I've used it. You can also have 2 SD cards in it. You can see at the bottom right here. The SD card on the left is the boot system SD card, and then you can have your ROMs on a different one. So if you ever want to upgrade your firmware, you can keep your ROM separate. You can completely delete the first SD card. And then, you know, just update and stuff like that. Welcome, Michael. I've used that sync thing a few times. It's crazy how it makes water come out. You're thinking of a different sync thing. You're thinking of the sync thing that is optimized for liquid transfer. We're talking about file transfer here. But yeah, I've also, as someone who does not download ROMs for games that I don't have, I've mostly have just had my own game. And then I also tried out that one Taiyaki game. What is it called? Taiyaki House of Puzzles or whatever. What's it called? Game Boy. What is it? This one. This one. I downloaded this as well, this ROM for this. And it worked. It's pretty cool. How many games have I played? I played my game. I've tried out Vacuum Sugar Quest on it. And then I played this one. So that's cool. Anyway, just wanted to share because I thought it was pretty cool. You can also use custom firmware. So I think the default operating system that comes on it has like a bunch of issues, but then there's like other ones. There's one called like MooOS, which is what I tried loading onto it, and I was able to get it to work. But I think this one runs better. You can also get retro achievements. That's right. There's a retro achievement integration. If you connect this to Wi-Fi, you can have your achievements on here. It's pretty cool. They got sync thing. They got FTP server. Can it run Super Mario 64? Yes, but I feel like you wouldn't want to on this thing because it doesn't have an analog stick. Does Wolfie Picross have retro achievements? No. It does not. But it's pretty nice. I've not really had too many issues with it so far. I think this operating system, at least when I was installing it, had a bunch of bugs. Or no, it wasn't a bunch of bugs. I had some issue with it. Maybe related to like how I set it up. But it seemed to work fine. I put Newly on one recently, liked how it looked. Can get manuals, even play little track screen videos. Yeah, I was reading that like there's options. You can use this one. Newly is like another one. But I read that this one is much slower to start up. And I feel like, so the thing with this one is that you can set it up so that if you close the lid, it'll like auto shut down. It can like save the state of the ROM that you have and then like shut down the system. And then when you open up the game, it can like load directly into your save, your most recent autosave, which is what I have it as. And I think like Mustard OS boots up a lot faster, so like it's more convenient for that. Anyway, if you play the DS version, it has a walk button. No. I played Super Mario 64 DS, and I don't think I had a good time with it. But that's fine. But yeah, the other operating system you could use is this one, which I think looks a bit nicer, and it has some nice functionality. It looks like this, but I don't know. I like something simpler. I've installed a theme that looks like it's pretty clean. What was it called? Min UI. I've installed one that looks like this. I did not mean to download it. It looks like this one. This one right here. Why even try things, guys? Imagine trying anything. Why not just install MinUI? I did install it. And I thought it was good. The VAC theme? What do you mean? You could also make your own themes, I guess. But I have no desire to do so. But it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Try and think of like what else would I would put on here. But yeah, I've just been playing through some of my levels, and then I found out some of them, because like the way that I've been designing my levels, I've just been like making them in the editor, or like sorry, in Asprite, and then just like checking that they're solvable. But I have not really been solving them myself. And then I found out one of mine actually requires contradiction strat. One of my 10 by 10 puzzles requires a contradiction strat, which is unexpected. But I guess I'll just be playing these on this console just to get a sense of how it goes. Yeah, this one. This puzzle, if you try to solve it, you'll get to a point where like the only two remaining things are like these two parts. And then you kind of have to guess. You have to be like, oh, okay, if I put this here, then this one has to be here, and then this has to be here. Yeah, the burger. Anyway, I don't know why my voice is sounding like this today. It feels like I can't talk today. There's something something about my voice just seems raspy. Less what's the word for it? Able to talk well for some reason. I don't know why that is. But anyway, if anyone feels like getting that console, I think it would be pretty cool. There's other options. Welcome JD as well. I forgot to greet you. Did I talk a lot at work? No. Did not. What if I'm sick? It's been kind of cold recently. Like, I might be sick. That could be it. Or maybe not. I don't know. Michael's sick, but like in a good way though? Are you like, bro, he's sick, but like good? Or bad? Maybe I'll get it for Christmas and finally beat Sugar Quest. I mean, you could just play it on PC. Unfortunately not. He's sick in the bad way. He had to take today off? No. Zoli's throat is hurting as well. Been doing a lot of talking, but this feels like it'd be more. Everyone's getting sick. I can't believe this. Is anyone here also sick besides us three? Can't believe this. Wallstarer is not sick. Fever all weekend? Dang. Well, I hope it recovers soon. Can I be sick too? I mean, you could. I wouldn't recommend it. Oh, I also ordered 2 SD cards. Because the current SD card that I have, I think is like too big for this. Also, they recommend using 2 SD cards, one with the operating system and one for like everything else. But I only had one, and it was like 128 gigs. And if I'm going to be playing like Game Boy games, I don't need 128 gigs. That feels like overkill. So I'd ordered 2 32 gig cards, which I also feel like is a bit overkill. But then I was like, I ordered it, and then I was like, man, I should just go for 64 gigs because it's only like $5 more for like 2 of them. So then I canceled it, and then I ordered the 2 64 gig cards that I should arrive tomorrow. I have those 2. I don't play retro games, so I don't know what I would play on it, but it looks cool. You would play Wolfie's Picross. Wolfie's Nonograms. This will be the only game that you play. I mean, there's like some homebrew Game Boy games. You could have like... You could play this. You could play, I don't know. What else do people play? Things. You could play it if you have Pico 8, you can play Pico 8 games. Play Op Ratlow. McDonald's Grimace Quest, true. Duck said, I got the SD cards with Sonic characters. You know, they have like officially branded Pokemon SD cards. Metroid Zero Mission. You can make your own games and put them on there? Yeah, that's what I am doing, pretty much. Literally what I'm doing. That game is basically modern. What, Metroid Zero Mission? Isn't that like the spiritual successor of Metroid 2 or something? Am I thinking of a different thing? What is Zero Mission? I don't even know. I just don't know. But yeah. Anyway, what else do I have to say about this before I move on to, to this? Can I check my notes? What do I have in my notes? Screen protector, SD card, installing the operating system. No, that's pretty much it. Alright. Got nothing else. Welcome, Props Not Jack. Any game that feels good to play is modern. Any game that feels bad to play is retro. No, but my game is a modern retro game. What if you play this and you're like, whoa, so retro. This game that comes out in 2026 probably. Bro, it's so retro. Your game is modern? No. It's totally retro, dude. It's gotta be retro. There's literally retro achievements. Not for my game. Welcome, Delicious Smile. Surely he'll release it in 2024. Probably next year. I would imagine sometime in 2026 this game will come out. Speaking of homebrew GB games and wrapping back around to retro achievements, I found a Toho Game Boy minigame collection. Someone made that I think Hexadigital did the retro achievements for. I know he does, or they do create retro achievements. That's cool. Anyway, I didn't expect to like buy this console, but I was like, seems like a cool idea. And then like when I'm on the train, when I'm commuting, I can be like, oh, I could test out some of my levels. And then that'd be cool, and then someone will be like, whoa, that looks so cool, dude, what is that console? Oh my god, that's a GBA SP. I'm like, actually, it's an Anbernic SP35XX RG, or whatever. And then, whoa, how did you do that? Welcome to Schwan. What will you say? I'll be like, no, that's not. Wait, no, it's actually a different console where you can play ROMs. The XP, no, it's actually the RG, what is it called? I always forget. It's the RG 35 XXSP. Obviously. Duh. You can look at their other consoles. If they ask you about the game, I'll be like, this is my game. I made this game. What do the numbers mean? Well, it's the 35th edition, and then the SP is like the SP edition. I don't know how they choose the numbers. But you know, you could get one of these. You've got a bunch of them. They're all like pretty cheap. Like, look at this one. It's like 40 bucks. So I feel less bad about like not having the screen protector. Like if my console dies because the screen like breaks or something, I'm like it wasn't so expensive, you know? What about shipping? Well, yeah, it's like $15 shipping from here. I bought it on Amazon, so whatever. Right in the impulse buy range, exactly. The perfect 4:3 ratio. That GBA that is not a GBA, exactly. It's distinct. Is this company like a good company, like morally good? I don't know. Is it good as in reputable? I think a lot of people say this is the best retro handheld for playing Game Boy games. There's like a bunch of other ones that look similar. There's like Miu Flip or something. Has another one, but apparently this one is pretty bad. The hinge is like really bad quality. Everyone seems to like this one. I think there's like other ones that are similar. I don't remember exactly the names of them, but there are other companies that make similar handhelds. But word on the street is this is the best one. Until they make a new one, maybe at some point. They're always making new ones. Look at this. I trust the word on the street. Exactly. There's also like also one of these. This, if you want to play like DS games, this one looks pretty cool. It seems like a pretty high quality console, but it's like 300 bucks. I'm like, I'm not getting this. It does look cool though. But I would not. I don't really want to play DS games, really. There's not really any DS games that I really feel like I have to play. They're so expensive, why not just buy an actual DS? No, but you could illegally download a bunch of ROMs. You can also play like other console games, maybe. I don't know, but I would not buy one. You think it could run Sugar Quest? Yes, probably. I would imagine so. But yeah. I do wish Analog used the SP form factor for their FPGA portable. True. I did originally consider getting an Analog Pocket, but they're like always sold out, right? How do I type? It's always sold out. It's also like kind of expensive. And I don't really have a need to play like real games. Made a purple one. But do you play it that often though? I feel like, I don't know. If I got one of these, I feel like I would have just wasted like 200 something bucks. You think it would fit inside a burger? Yes. FPGAs do be expensive. It's true. Not super often. Yeah, but think about how cool it is. You could show it to people and they'll be like, whoa. You can play retro games on it. Like Steam Deck price. How much is a Steam Deck? Isn't that like $700 something? Steam Deck TM? What's that? Oh, 300. Well, that's not so bad. But people are not going to buy this one. They're going to go for this one or this one. It's like $400. That's the highest. $650. This is actually less than I thought. I thought it'd be like 700 something. What's the difference? I don't know. I don't have one. Ultimate Slim ____. Everyone loves having underscores in their name. LCD one goes on sale for 200-ish. 200? I think 200 is a pretty good price, probably. Am I considering buying one? Nope. Not at all. Welcome, Ham. Thank you for 14 months. Thank you. The OLED has significantly better battery life. I feel like for me, the Steam Deck looks like it's so big and hard to carry around. Or like, I don't think I would really be playing it outdoors or like when I go outside, even on the train. And at that point, I would probably just be playing it at home, at which point, like, I would just use my PC, right? I don't know. It's portable in terms of being able to play in bed. Yeah, but like, I don't really want to do that. I feel this Switch is too big to bring casually. Exactly. That's why this is the perfect size. It's actually, you could just bring it anywhere. It's not even that heavy. I have underscores because my name is usually taken. Not surprising. That is a very... It's just a word. It's just a regular word that I'm sure a lot of people have used as names. Welcome, DX Nomad. GabeCube. What about the PSP form factor? I mean, I like this because you can cover the screen, you know? You could literally just close it and the screen is protected. I have a Steam Deck, but is someone collecting dust? But part of that is I need to reformat it. What games would you play, though? What games? If I had a Steam Deck, I don't know. What would I even play? Nothing. Uma Musume? What the frick? Someone's playing Uma Musume? I probably shouldn't hover over it to see who's playing it. Slim chance that it's available. If they made a Steam Deck Mini, what if they made a Steam Deck that was the form factor of the Game Boy Advance SP? Wouldn't that be cool? They're playing because Manhattan Cafe just released? Oh, true, true. It's okay for portable PC gaming, but for playing in bed I use AR glasses. What the frick? This guy has AR glasses. Holocure and handheld. I wonder if you can play Holocure on this thing. On the whatever the name of the console was. If I had a Steam Deck, I would just dive into visual novels. That feels like overkill though. Steam Deck is ideal for vacuous sugar quest. Maybe. Holocure is intense on CPU. I don't know. Maybe. I'm actually curious who on my friends list is playing. I'm gonna check in a different tab. Not gonna show you guys. Okay, let's see. Friends. Ah, okay, this guy. Uma Musume. I've not really been playing Uma Musume. It feels like overkill until you realize that I just want to play visual novels in bed, and there's few devices that could do it. But can't you use like well, I don't know. Can't you like cast your PC to your phone or something? Maybe it's not the same, you're right. If I could play Genshin on it, maybe. It looks so heavy. The Steam Deck. Steam Link. The Steam Deck struggled on max enemy levels. I guess that makes sense. I doubt this thing would be able to run Holocure. Visual novels in bed, I think the best is casting PC to tablet. Yeah, because it's not like you need like perfect frames per second. You think there's someone out there that cares about their visual novel frames per second? You're like, what the frick? This game can't even run my visual novel at 400 frames per second. Literally unplayable. Unbelievable. I can notice the lag in the text. I use Steam Link for roguelike sometimes. I don't think I've ever used Steam Link, actually. Thank you, Slim, for the Prime subscription. What the? Aren't you like a first-time chatter? You literally just showed up. You decided to subscribe. Oh, thank you. Not getting all the frames. Imagine not getting frames. Mostly deck builders or turn-based roguelike since it has a little bit of lag. It's logical. I think it makes sense. Steam frame sounds nice. It's true, I watch on YouTube. I have YouTube viewers? No one watches me on YouTube. What the frick? You're telling me people watch my YouTube streams? I have 0 concurrent viewers on YouTube right now. That's cool. Handful of visual novels that are playable on Switch are very enjoyable on that personally. Especially with the bigger Switch 2 screen. I feel like the Switch is like too big to be comfortable to like carry around. I don't know. Does anyone even know? I have chat disabled on YouTube, that is true, as I don't want to moderate 2 chats. Imagine having to read multiple chats, can't be me. Playing some PS5 on the train. What's everyone's favorite game to play? Like, what's the word for it? Not at home. While traveling out in public? Pokemon Go. That one makes sense. That one you do have to be outside for. What if there was a Pikachu? Oh, what if I made a puzzle that was literally the Game Boy Advance SP? Pokemon Emerald? Or what about Pokemon Lazarus? Isn't that a thing? Isn't that like a homebrew Pokemon game that came out recently? Bro, Pokemon Lazarus. Switch 2 is fine for me. Steam Deck is right around a little bit too big to not be bringing without intention. Yeah, it's like, it's too much. It's too large. Luck be a landlord. I know of that game. I think I have Balatro on my phone if I ever get desperate. I did play Balatro for quite some time on my phone. And then I stopped when Uma Musume came out. And then I think I've stopped really playing Uma Musume, so I just don't play games on my phone anymore. GBA SP on the GB. It's possible. Red Dead Redemption on the phone. What? Slay the Spire on the phone is too, right? Is on the phone too? The phone too? True. Probably. It would make sense. Those kind of games make sense. Bro, they made phone 2. They literally made phone 2. The best thing Steam Deck has is you want to play one-player PC games in places with subpar or bad cell signal internet. Is if you want to. Okay. That doesn't happen to me though. I'm rarely outdoors. And when I am, I'm not like, I want to play some games right now. Oh, another thing that happened recently. When I was looking for SD cards to use on my new device, I remember like I had some other ones left over. And then I was looking around, I found my really, really old slide phone. The Sony Ericsson, what is it called? Slide phone. It's really, really old. Sony Ericsson, my first phone of all time. I forgot which one. It was like one of these. It wasn't this one. But anyway, I thought it had an SD card in it. But then when I actually opened it up, it was an M2 card. I was like, what the frick? I tried putting it in my SD card reader. Was it called M2 or 2M? I thought it was, yeah, it was one of these. I was like, what the frick? It doesn't fit in my SD card reader. And then I was like, this is not actually an SD card. Telling me this phone used this thing. And I need like an adapter for it. It's crazy. Anyway, I was not able to get my data off of it. But it's fine. You can just install Windows on the Steam Deck, but that feels like a bad idea, doesn't it? It's like, is not really built for that. Also, Windows kind of sucks now, right? Any Windows users? Man, you guys see that Windows is getting worse with every release? Windows 11 specifically. They're always in some kind of new bug. It's always like, hey, there's the login button doesn't work anymore. Oh, hey guys, we know that the file explorer uses up a lot of CPU and takes up a long time to start, so we're gonna preload it. Before you even open it, we're just gonna load it in the background. Wow. Looking out the windows. They want to put AI, that's the entire thing. They want everyone to use Copilot. Windows 11 degrades performance, but you have the option of being able to install PC games with external launchers. But what if you could run Linux? Wouldn't that be cool? Can't wait for agentic AI stuff to happen. My computer's stuffed full of gremlins. Hey, but you couldn't ask it to find a file for you. And instead of just searching the index, it'll have an AI chatbot that's like, hey, look, you can go to this folder. Whoa, dude. Yeah, also closing Task Manager will open more Task Managers. That's cool. Let's see, my friend has a Microsoft Surface laptop, which I'm surprised runs oldish games, mid-2010s and earlier, pretty well despite not being an x86 64 machine. Isn't Steam like getting rid of 32-bit support recently, or like soon? Something like that. Maybe it wasn't Steam. I read somewhere that they're doing something related to that. A Gremlin PC is kind of a funny idea, but more as a novelty than what you actually have to use. What's a Gremlin PC? What am I doing? What am I drawing? What is this? Some kind of creature. A lot of stuff are still 32-bit. I think they're getting rid of it. That's what I read. Is this true? Can anyone confirm? Steam getting rid of 32-bit. Steam is dropping 32-bit Windows in 2026. That's happening. Let's see, I bought a PS5 Pro because Hoyo is dropping support for PS4. You're getting a PS5 specifically to play Hoyoverse games? Genshin? What? 32-bit Windows is different? Oh, they're okay. They're still okay. You can still run 32-bit games. Okay, that's a different thing. You're right. You're right. Where you have to commune with the machine spirits to do. Oh, that's what you mean by gremlin. It's true. Technology is scary. You have to pray to the computer gods that your computer will actually do what you want it to. So, hey Windows, I would like to copy this file over. And then instead of dragging files, it'll just be like, okay, I'm going to copy I'm going to copy this file. Can you tell me? You have to chat with the robot. Steam dropping support might not mean anything. I have a Windows 8 PC that hasn't had Steam support for 2 years, still up in Steam. I guess that's fine. Like, who is really running 32-bit PCs anymore, right? Surely, no one. But I guess 32-bit games will still work. I simply misunderstood. Michael, are you on 32-bit system? 32-bit PCs are like Windows tablets? Well, I don't... Well, who's really using those? Surely no one. Alright guys, you guys remember Windows phones? That was a thing. No, but I imagine a lot of professional places still run 32-bit. Because I see places that still run Windows XP. Is that real? I have not seen Windows XP in so long. The only games I play outside of stream are Hoyoverse games. What? You don't even play, Minesweeper. What do I play after stream? Peak. I play Peak off stream. Sometimes. Uma Musume sometimes. But not really that much anymore. I thought they had a neat UI with the tiles. Windows Phone. XP still gets used a lot for point of sale systems. Maybe that's true. What about Peak Shelf Mushroom? What about it? What about the... Oh, you mean like to add it in the game? In my picross game? Maybe. So just Peak? No, surely I play something else besides Peak. Can I check my... How do I... Okay, what do I play off stream besides Peak? Nothing. I think that's it. I don't think I play anything else. Hey, can I check my Steam history? What do I have? What do I have on my Steam? I guess I wouldn't be playing it on Steam. I don't know. Steam recently played. What do I have on my recently played? Cause like when I only play Steam games with like when I have my PC on. Cause most games don't have Mac support. Recently played games. Ace Sprite. It's not really a game. Peak On Together, which is also not really a game. And then all the other stuff is stuff that I played on stream. Passport 2, Web Fishing. Skip this song. This song is the end of the stream, but the stream is not over. Welcome Lumina channel. Welcome Classic Carabel as well. Well, if he needs more Balatro likes, maybe. Weren't they gonna like launch a new update to Balatro sometime this year? Did that never happen? No more On Together. Is there demand for On Together? Do people actually want to log on? I feel like I would be sensitive to lag if I was remote desktop. If I was to remote desktop my Windows. I think it depends on what you're playing, probably. I'll hop on when it's out of demo. True, true. There's something to be said about the software situation on Windows is when Steam is the default launcher for productivity software. I do think it is kind of weird that like various things are available on Steam. Like Frida being on Steam is a bit weird to me. Blender's on it. It's true. Have I seen the Vampire Survivors deck builder? I have not. I feel like I'm not too interested in Vampire Survivors type games. Haven't heard any news of a Balatro update, but I hardly pay attention. They were gonna do some kind of big update, 2025. And then it didn't happen. But maybe that's fine. Anyway, it's been an hour. I've not done anything. Maybe I just don't do anything today. What if today is just a chatting stream? I simply start drawing random pixels on the screen. None of these are actually going to be in the game. Gotta install Steam on the work laptop so I can get Blender. Exactly. That's how it works. I think what you mean is the Switch release. No, there was supposed to be another update. You don't even know. It was mentioned back in the day. It gave me a bit of whiplash because it looks exactly like Vampire Survivors, but it's all deck building. I've never even seen this game. What is the game called? Vampire Survivors? Roguelike? Deck builder? Vampire Crawler? Really? They called it Vampire Crawler? What is this? Was it made by the same developer? Oh, is it? Okay, it's made by the same people. I thought it was someone else making a Vampire Survivors like game that is a deck builder. It does not look appealing to me, but maybe others can enjoy it. I've heard nothing about it though until now. Can't believe it was announced by Xbox. That's crazy. What happened to the music? Doesn't loop. Anyway. Their big announcements are lately just other games. Xbox. Does anyone have an Xbox? Anyone out here even have an Xbox? What's the newest Xbox? Xbox Series X? Series S? Well, what if I add the cool S? Hold on. That's a thing, right? The cool S? Whoa. Whoa, dude. You have the other one? Bro. It's gotta be sharper though. I bought one for the next Halo, and they announced Halo will be on PS5 going forward. You bought an Xbox for Halo? Isn't it also on PC? Don't they also have Halo on the PC usually? Why would you get one specifically for Halo? They increased the price on it, what, twice this year? Plus with the recent memory price spikes, it'll probably go up again the next year. I don't know. I've not really been keeping track of the cost of things. Oh, what the? Pressed the wrong button. It was 2 years ago before they raised the prices, I see. Well, that's too bad. It doesn't have vertical symmetry. What do you mean? I'm gonna make this wide. Look at how wide this is. Wide S. And then just copy this. Bam. Above the top, there's 3 white spaces. Below the bottom, there's 2 white spaces. Okay, but what if I did this? If I did that? Oh no, this, wait. It's fine, right? This is fine now. But it looks weird. It's stretched out. Now the top line is longer than the bottom one. Oh my god, I can't believe this. But that looks too thin. This looks too thin now. Whatever, no one's gonna notice. No one even knows anymore. No one even knows. Wait, what if it was like this? Did I drink water? No, but I will. I will, because an ad is going to run right now. Alright. I think you copied the right side too much. Which one? This one? Maybe you're right. No, you're actually so right. I think I need to remove this. This looks bad. I don't know. It just doesn't look good. Cool S. Okay. It's time for the conversation to die. We had a good run talking about things, and now we're gonna be like, what if I put this pixel over here? Guys, what if this pixel was 2 pixels more to the right? Oh my god, guys, what if this what if this thing? Welcome, Teeny. You guys know it's pronounced Teeny and not Tiny. I think one size stick would be fine unless it's not solvable. But then it would have so much missing stuff, you know? It would have so many missing things. I've never seen your game. It's a picross game where you solve puzzles. You'd be like, okay, the 4, it goes over there. This thing is like this. You got this stuff. Bam, check it out. It's a house. And then this one, larger puzzles. And look at this. Whoa, I solved it. Whoa, that's crazy. How did he solve it so fast? That's right. It's a rat. Is it going to be on Steam? No, it's going to be on itch.io. You can play it on a real Game Boy if you want. Or a fake Game Boy. You can play it on a fake Game Boy if you want. Possibly. That's cool, right? Isn't that cool? Playing things on fake consoles. That's awesome. Thank you. I think it's quite cool. Anyway, what else is going on? What else is there even to talk about? Anything of interest happened recently? This is where everyone goes, no, Wolfie, nothing happened. You gotta stop asking this stuff, because nothing of interest will ever happen, ever again. And then I go, no, what about my conversation topics? No. Oh, no. It's getting cold, is it? What's the weather? That is pretty cold, 26F. It's cloudy. That is pretty cold. Holy frick, I didn't even realize it was is sub 20 Fahrenheit. It's crazy. It's getting really rainy in the Pacific Northwest. Isn't it always rainy in like Seattle? I've been trying to learn Mr. Game & Watch. Which one? Oh, I thought you meant like the games. Are you talking about it in Smash Bros? I thought you meant like the actual Game & Watch games. The classic ones. But it would make more sense if you had meant Smash Bros. Yes. I knew it. Just have good luck. That's how you do it. Just be lucky. Yeah, do you think this is a good cool S? It's not even symmetrical. What am I doing? What are we even doing here, man? All lanes on the main freeway in my city got shut down for 8 hours because someone's threatening to jump off. There was massive traffic through the entire city. What the heck? City doxed? I guess we probably already know what city you live in. You probably told us before. That sucks though. That's unfortunate. I flip this vertically. How do I... Why does this... I think I just need to copy this. You made some soda? People... You're telling me people can make soda? That's crazy. How do you make soda? What kind of soda? What variety of soda have you made? Okay, so this is also like not symmetrical. But this also isn't the cool S. This is not the cool S. This is a totally different S. Strawberry soda? That sounds nice. Anyone else make soda? I've made root beer before. It did not turn out very well when I did it. Well, maybe next time. Surely next time. It's almost the coolest. I think the middle part needs to be straighter. There's got like, you gotta draw like 3 of these. And then the middle is not like this. This also has to go up. And then it goes this way. Is that enough like the cool S? Is this even cool? It's not even, guys, it's not even cool. The right and left aren't straight lines. Okay, what if I just give up? What if I just don't have the cool S? What else do I add to my game? I need about 40 more puzzles to add. It makes me think, like, how did they make so many puzzles, though? How do they literally come up with so many things? It's impossible. It's crazy. Time to go to Wikipedia and randomize an article. Homer Simpson, nice nature? No, I don't think I will. Wikipedia. Can you add a lake? A lake? I feel like it'd be kind of hard to like how would I demonstrate that it's a lake though? Rather than just an arbitrary body of water. Do I have a baseball? A sword? I think a sword would make sense. A sword. Here, this one could use negative space, because I think we need more puzzles that use negative space. No more of this positivity stuff, man. It's gotta be negative space. Bam. And then, check it out. Whoa. But the question is it too easy? Would this just be too easy of a puzzle? Probably. So we gotta add some more things to it. There has to be more stuff to make it not as easy. Minecraft pickaxe. Chicken jockey. What if I added chicken jockey? Chicken jockey. There. Okay, and then to make it a bit more interesting, what if we had like a dot over there? And then what if there was like this? That actually might make it impossible. Everyone watching the stream already knows the answers. Yeah, but this is for the other people. You're also not going to remember. I had the same thing when I was playing my games. Sorry, when I was playing this weekend on my new console, I was like, "What the freak is this?" And then I was like, "Oh right, this is the it's a cherry." Welcome, Joker Jack's sword. So true. Actually, so true though. Is this an interesting enough puzzle? How do I make this more interesting of a puzzle? What if it was like sharper on one side? It doesn't work. ProZD saying sword has forever burned itself into my mind. Is that the one where he was drawing the sword and it says sword? Sword. Sword. Oh, what about like some of those? What about the like the paint bucket tool? What about the eyedropper tool? Hold on. What about these random like? How do I make a new project? Whatever. What about these things? What if we had freaking paint bucket tool brush icon, eraser tool, stuff like that. That's like relevant to the stream. Yeah, this thing. There's a lot of stuff that we could add. Okay, what else do I add to this one though? Sword. Swing lines. You said swoosh lines? It needs a bit more of an arc though. It needs to be like this. There, that looks good, right? That's pretty good. It's got like an upward motion to it. First try, literally first try. And then I could even have them be like different colors. Like this. And then the bottom part could be this. No, I think it looks better with both of them like this. Do you think this looks better? I guess the white would make sense because the sword, this part is white. So the swoosh line being white is logical. Surely this is an interesting puzzle, right? Any fans of puzzles? Anyone play puzzle games recently? What is your favorite puzzle game that you've played? I could also make this part like this. So then in this view, they look more separated. Bam. Alright, let's see if this is solvable. Outer Wilds. I do have Outer Wilds. Like, I should probably try to play it at some point. Maybe. I did buy it a long time ago. I should. Everyone loves it. They're always like, whoa, Outer Wilds, I love that game. Gotta get it. How do I make this solvable? I guess I could just do that. You have to tell Choco when you play it. There's like so many people that I know that would love to see me play it. You have to have only the gem and not the hilt. No, what if I just did this? What if it was simply just like this? What if it was also like this? No, I think I also need this. Alright. There we go. New tag. Sword. Wow. Outer Wilds. What do you think they're gonna come out with Inner Wilds as the sequel? Outer Wilds, Inner Wilds. What if it wasn't wild? You're gonna play it? I don't know. I do have it. When? It could be literally anytime. It could even be this week. Because I specifically, on my schedule, I have not committed to anything besides the day that I stream. It could even be today, you're right, it could even be today. But it's not, probably. It could be now. Look, stream. Variety Saturday. That's right. He's gonna do it on Wednesday when Choco's stream starts? That's crazy, man. I do also need to do a collab at some point this year because apparently the peak community night did not count. So I need to do a collab. I need to like schedule something. Right now, I'm gonna play right now. What do you mean it doesn't count? Can you do one with Zully? That was last year though. That was December of last year. I need something new. Quick peek session right now, but it's not, it doesn't count though. Apparently community games just don't count. You guys just don't count it. But what would it even be? Just peak? It probably would be peak. You need to make at least one other person stream. No, the other person doesn't need to stream it. I think it's just like, I don't know what the criteria. What even is this arbitrary criteria? I don't even know. Was it? I thought it was this year. Time goes by too fast. No, it was late enough last year that it was included on this year's my recap this year. But no, it was last year. It was 2024. That's right. It has to be organized and the participants have to be decided beforehand. Alright, fine. Fine then. But was the peak community night not organized? Didn't we have people say that they were interested by signing up for the Discord event? And then, you know, some people couldn't make it, which is expected. Thoughts on MSN Messenger Butterfly? I unfortunately already have a butterfly here. Which means that there's no way that I can add another one. Literally no way. Do an Archipelago SM64 collab stream? I don't even know what that is. Is that the Super Mario 64 multiplayer thing? What about a very hungry caterpillar? Chibli, Chibli, Chibli. I'm in the game, Chibli. It's a group randomizer? I don't know about that. I don't know. That is the kind of game for me. But who knows? It's probably gonna be peak. I'm just gonna be, hey, you wanna play peak? Cool. Okay. On stream. Whoa. Peak. What else would it even be? If it wasn't peak, like what the frick would I even play as a collab game? I'll play peak right now. No, but it's different though. People would be like, it doesn't count. It's not a collab, it doesn't count. StarCraft? I don't think so. An octopus puzzle in the Discord? No, but that's a 10 by 10. I can't do any more 10 by 10s. It would ruin the symmetry that I have going on. I guess I could. I guess I could just like add 5 more 10 by 10s. Because like the way that I have it set up right now is it would be like, yeah, so this is, we have the 5 by 5s and then the 10 by 10s. We have exactly 20 10 by 10s, and then it goes into the 15 by 15s. It doesn't have to count this as just a bonus offer. I could play peak right now. You could go for a Mahjong Soul collab. Are you celebrating New Year's? Like on stream? Yes. I guess I am on that Wednesday. But I mean, I won't stream until midnight. I guess for some of you, it would be past midnight. You would tune in on that Wednesday and I'll be like, guys, I'm streaming on this Wednesday. And then you're like, whoa, that's so cool, Wolfie. I'll definitely watch because I got nothing else to do. That's me. That's what I do. I watch people stream because I also have nothing else to do. New Year's Eve. For me, it would be New Year's Eve, exactly. Fireworks, I sure hope that it would. But not always. I guess sometimes it's good when fire doesn't work, because it's kind of dangerous. Sometimes. Let's see, an octopus puzzle, though. That is quite a nice octopus puzzle. That means I'd have to make more 10 by 10s. But maybe that's fine. What if today I just make a bunch of 10 by 10 puzzles? New frame. Delete it. What the heck? I copied the wrong thing. Copy link. And then I go here and then I paste it. And then I copy this. And I paste this. That is quite the nice octopus, though. Okay, so a bunch more 10 by 10s. I think this one would also need to add this border. Does it sort puzzles? It does not. It's organized exactly how I have it set up here, so that the numbers are consistent. Welcome, Hamplo. But it will error out. If I had this here, it'd be like, hey, whoa, dude, you got a 10 by 10 puzzle after a 15 by 15? That's not allowed. Look at this. Frame 112 has a puzzle size, smaller puzzle size than the previous frame. Whoa, found 10 by 10. Expected 15 by 15 or larger. Does it say exactly that? I already forgot what I said. Bro, dude, you can't have a 10 by 10. That's illegal, dude. Okay, let's work on some 10 by 10s today, I guess. What are some things that could fit in a 10 by 10 puzzle? I guess the cool S could be 10 by 10. Finally, the 10 by 10. There, what about this cool S, guys? Whoa, dude, whoa, cool S. Bam. There it is. But the question is this solvable? Is this even a solvable puzzle? No, no, I need to add more things to it. Okay, if I just add the outline, what if it was 2S? No, that's concerning. That would be that'd be a northern line clip right there. Making it inverted might work, maybe. Like if I made this thing, if I had the entire thing be this. No, I think I'll just add an outline around it. I'll just do this. Oh, but then is this even the cool S though? Like if it's missing like this stuff, is that even like a cool S? If you saw this, would you be like, that's a cool S? Add light shade? You don't need shading for this. Everyone knows. I guess you could, actually. It looks like a regular S, but after shading is add then cool S. It looks like a regular S is the pointy bit. No, but then you can't fit it. You can't fit it. Unless this was shorter. But then this thing wouldn't be there. Like, would this, is this the cool? It kind of just looks like a dollar sign. I don't think there's enough, like, stuff for this. What if this one was just dollar sign? If this puzzle was just dollar sign. But it also doesn't really even look like a dollar sign. I mean, it kind of does. Now it's a dollar sign. How about a yen symbol? True, true. Okay, what if we did, what if it was a cool S, but it was like inverted, as we've stated. What if it was so cool? No, but then it's not sharp at the bottom. That's the issue. It's not sharp at the bottom. And it kind of needs to be sharp. Otherwise, like, what's the point, right? So literally, what's the point? No. Okay. We gotta give up on the cool S dream. Okay, yen. The yen symbol. You guys know that when they use the word yen in Japanese, it's more like this. It's more like this rather than this. Why is that? I just don't know. What if you drew a wall starer for 10 by 10? What that even? Oh, what if we just had like a wall? Just like a brick wall. Because you could have brick wall patterns, right? Could literally be like this. And this. And then like this. Whoa. Bro, there it is, a brick wall. A less brick, guys. And then this. This thing is only so that the renderer knows how to show it. And then you could add shading. You could add shading down here. Actually, it might be kind of hard to add shading because, like, you don't have that many pixels here. Hidden coin block. Anyone out there hidden the coin block right now? I guess this makes more sense. This looks more symmetrical, even though it's not. You also can't do that, because those are then different size bricks. Alright, let's move these over to the other 10 by 10s. Looks solvable in like 10 seconds? Yeah, well, I mean, the 10 by 10s don't have to be like complicated, you know? They could be simple. Maybe. Would this be solvable really quickly? Let me try it. Yes. Alright, so this one is going to be octopus and brick wall. Alright, what does this look like? It probably is really easy. Okay, which puzzle was that? That was puzzle number 20. Yeah, okay. Probably is really easy. Wow, it's actually... Okay, you're right. It's a bit too easy. That's what I've done. I've done it wrong. It's actually like this. That's actually also wrong. Whoa, look at that. A brick wall. Hey, what happened to this pixel right there? Okay, maybe we don't have this. What if we instead had what if we don't have this? What if we just don't have this? A honeycomb instead? What maybe, I don't know if you need 500 puzzles, maybe it's fine to have a really easy 10 by 10. But what if it was just so easy that people felt insulted? There's the nighttime city puzzle. There is actually. Don't delete slime molder. Okay, what about this one? Just shift it over so it looks nicer. Yeah, we have, okay, spider web. What does spider web puzzle look like? New frame. Alright, so we need 3 more 10 by 10s. I should also keep track of the puzzles. So what do we got? We got a octopus, brick wall, sword. Okay, how would I make a spider web? Spider web. Is that 10 by 10? No. I feel like it'd be kind of hard to do. Hold on, what are some other easy ones? Why is it called a cobweb? You're right, I have not thought about this. Right, paint tool. You're right. Okay, what this could be paint bucket tool. Eraser. Oh, magnifying glass? What about that? Magnifying glass. Welcome, Bin Auto. Anyone out there magnifying their glass? Easy. So simple. I think I need this to be a bit larger. But is this even circular? This is not even circular, guys. It's not even correct. Does this look enough like a magnifying glass? No, it doesn't. Okay, what if I added this? No. How did they do it? Magnifying glass 1-bit pixel art. This is not 1-bit pixel art. This. That's more pixels than I have access to. Is that a tennis racket? No. Oh, I think it might be because if I make this thing have 2 of these. No, that's not enough space, guys. Can't even do it. Literally can't even do it. Or what if it was like this? And then this. And then also, it also looks like a frying pan. Does this look enough like a magnifying glass? I don't know. Like, what if I made... what if it was like this color? Frying racket. What if it was like this? I think the color helps, yeah. One less thicker. Some shine on the glass. How do you even fit the shine in there? No. I think at this resolution it's just 2 pixels like this. Oh, or it could be like this thing, like that. Maybe like this. Is that good? What if this thing also had color? I guess this works, right? It doesn't look round though. Like if I didn't have this, I think we do need this here. Yeah, whatever. You know, people can tell. They're like, that's a magnifying glass for real. But is it solvable? No, it's not. Yeah, that's solvable though. But could they tell though, if I had it like that, could they even tell that it's supposed to be a magnifying glass? Could you tell that this is a magnifying glass? I could also remove one of these. With or without? This 1 pixel. Should I have this pixel? Or not have? What if we also remove this? That also works. Wait, I think this looks better. New tag, magnifying glass. Alright, the brick wall. This thing. Cool moon puzzle. I think I already have a moon. Do I not have a moon? I might not. I probably don't. I think I did consider adding one, but I was not able to do it. Alright, let's look at this one. Moon puzzle. Alright, new frame. Whoa, that does look pretty cool. Dang. New tag. Okay, what is this one called? Moon over lake. Moon lake. Lake with moon. Lake with moon. Moon horizon. Moon reflection. That's a good one. You can change the green on the moon if it doesn't look good. I think it looks good. And you have verified that this is solvable. So we have to also 100% make sure it is. Alright, octopus, brick wall, moon, reflection. magnifying glass. Moonshine, that's something else. That's a different thing entirely. Alright, puzzle 21. Let's see what that one's like. Puzzle 21. This thing, got that thing. Ten, it's right there. 1, 3, 1, 2. Surely that's math, right? Yes. It is in fact math. Many of these are in fact math. Has anyone done math recently? Any fans of math out there? And you're like, Wolfie, no, I hate math. How dare you even suggest the possibility of math to me? Get out of here. Right now? You're doing math right now? You guys think if Breaking Bad was about doing math instead of meth, that it would have been better received? I think so. They should do something about that, just in my opinion. Just a bad influence on people. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. Now the question is, should I make the background black though? Would that be... No, because then I guess this thing would look kind of weird. I think it's fine that the background is white. It's a good one. I feel like the brick wall is too easy. I think... like, I know it is fine to have some easy ones, but I feel like that's like way too easy. There's something about it. Just not right. What if we did not have... what if it was like this? Maybe like this makes it like a little bit harder. Maybe. If the black grout was dark green, you could have some light green as the grout worn away. Grout. What if the wall was this color? And then we had this color. If you put a guy in the corner, it can be that talking to brick wall meme. I think it'd be kind of hard though. Or would it be hard? What if we just had a guy here? What if there was like a guy here and then and then it was like this? Would people be able to tell that this is what it's supposed to be though? Probably. No. No. Okay, but then like... But then what? But then what? What if some of these were... The guy is good, but would you be able to tell from the puzzle black and white version? I guess you don't need to. Not all of these need to be tellable. I don't know. What if there was like a hole in the wall? Like What if the wall did not take up the entire thing? What if the wall was actually part of it? Partially there. Oh, what if it was a person peeking from behind the wall, guys? Whoa. Oh, but it's kind of hard to, like, fit something in there. Peak, whoa, peak reference. I don't know, it's kind of tricky to have someone be, no, not this song, you can't play this song. No, the stream is not over. How would you put a person here? Would this be discernible as a person? Can't really, like, fit the face on there. Like, I did try this, but it's like you can't fit like 2 eyes on here. 1 eye is a bit weird. One eye is fine. But could you tell that this is his arm? I guess you can. 2 eyes works. And then I guess I need this to be, like, the background. I guess the background could also be white. No, but then this would look weird. Oh, hold on. The eyes could be this color. Yes. And then we don't need this. Alright, let's see if this is solvable. Let's see. I'm more awake now and wonder what the heck I was talking about. Man, I should never apply for jobs in the middle of the night and then reply to the associated phone call the morning after? What is bro talking about? Okay, so this is solvable. This one, instead of being brick wall, it'd be peeking from wall. What do I call this? Wall peek. Sure. And this is puzzle number 20. I'm talking about how I'm eating my own words. Bro is literally eating his own words. Alright, is this one more difficult? It's already more difficult than the other one. So that's good. He's eating so good. Multi-fandom enjoyers. Does anyone know that meme? Multi-fandom enjoyers are eating so good. Oh my god, enjoying multiple things. Oh my god, that's crazy. Imagine enjoying multiple things. Alright, so this one, it's gotta be 4. You gotta have this here. This thing. Okay, well, immediately I know this is harder than the other ones, so that's good enough. That's actually quite good for me. I think one thing that I need to have in this game is the ability to mark off these numbers. Because sometimes for the more complex puzzles, like, you know, you just don't know. You simply Just don't know which one you've already done. Welcome, Muffin. 2, 4. The 1, 1. The 4, 3. 2, 2, 1. And then this goes here, this goes here, that goes there. This goes here. Who's there? Okay, yeah, 145, that's pretty good. Wall peak, that's a good one. Alright, how many more do we need? Logi art can automatically gray out numbers if you got the line correct. Yeah, but that would be much harder for me to add. I would need to like have an algorithm. I would need to calculate that every time you put something down. Game Boy doesn't have such good processing. I don't know. Alright, how many more do I need? 1, 2. We need 2 more 5x5s. 2 more. New. Should probably add these like elsewhere. Eraser. 2 more, that's crazy. Eraser. You guys know that in British they call it a rubber instead of an eraser? This whole time I thought they called it that because it's like made of rubber, but do they call it that because you rub, you use it to rub? Is that why they call it a rubber? I never considered this. Never even thought about it. You just don't know. See, like this is an eraser, but like you can't really tell from this. It would just look like an arbitrary cube. Not a cube, a rectangular prism. What if I had the eyedropper tool? What about this paintbrush? That would be a good one. Paintbrush. Rubber. I hardly know or something. So true. Actually, so true, I don't even know. I'm hardly even aware of the existence of this thing. Okay, but then how do I make this look like a brush? Paintbrush. Paintbrush. Bam, look at that. Is that enough like a paintbrush? I don't know if it is. What if it had this thing? What if it had... It kind of looks like a fork though. How do I make this look more like a brush? It needs the rounded handle. Maybe you're right. I think I do also need this thing. Or like, hold on, this could go down to here as well. And then I think it could be this. Like this. This. Does this look brush-like enough? Could you tell that this is a brush? What if this was this color? What if we just had like this? What if it was like this? What if it was like this? Does that look like a brush? don't know. What if the brush was like moving like this? What if it was like this, guys? Or like, what if the brush was extended off the page? Right, that's something. That looks like a brush, right, guys? True, Wolfie, so true. It's so true. It definitely looks like a brush. That's a brush, right? If I've ever seen a brush, that's a brush right there. You could be like, hey, I'm brushing you. Hey. What's the matter with you? I'm brushing you. What about that? What if this was the brush, guys? I think that's discernible as a brush. I could also move it over one more. Could be like this. There. That's good. Okay, new tag. Brush. But like paintbrush though, it's not really a paintbrush. It's kind of a paintbrush. You know what's kind of weird? Paintbrush has like two kinds. It's like this kind of brush, but there's also the kind that's like this, right? What's the deal with that? I'm gonna drink water right now. Alright, I've done it. Surely this is solvable. Oh, but it looks weird, like... If this one doesn't have this, it looks a bit weird, right? Doesn't it? Kind of. Like with this, you could tell it's a paintbrush. Maybe we just have like one. Maybe just like one of these is highlighted. I think that looks pretty good, actually. Alright, surely this is solvable, right? Yes, okay. One's for layer. Brush. Paintbrush. What's the... Is there like a common term for like this kind of paintbrush? Versus the other kind. Like they're all... Well, okay, this one is that one. But like these are also these. What if it was paint space brush? See, now this one, paint space brush, gives you more gives you more of these. Painter's brush. Name for paint brush that is wide and square-ish. flat paintbrush? Is that a thing? Natural hair paintbrush? No, this is not the same. Flat. What if it's just flat paintbrush? Different types of paintbrushes. No. Brush shape. Painting brush. I'm just gonna call it brush. Whatever. People people know what it is. Okay, you need one more 10 by 10. Just have to confirm. Just gotta be confirming. Which one was it? This was puzzle number 25. 25. Wait, do I have enough? Hold on. These are 5x5s. These are 10. Oh, maybe that's enough. Maybe we do have enough. Did I miscount? Did I misremember? Penguin. 25. I'm gonna solve this for real, guys. Literally, for real, for real. What about for fake? Does anyone say for fake? It's always for real, but what about for fake? Has anyone considered the possibility? A new slang for fake? Fake fur? No, no, not fake fur. For fake. It's a different thing. It's actually so different that you just don't know. Some people think they know, but they don't know. They're not even aware. Literally. What am I saying? Guys, what even am I doing? What's even the deal? Okay, this one's gotta be there. That's done. That's literally done, okay? Some people, they tell you it's not done. They don't know what they're talking about. It's definitely done. Wow. There it is. There is the brush. It's a good one. Okay, I think we have enough 10x10s. Very nice. Very, very nice one. Welcome, Old Man Diabetes. Okay, now back to the 15x15s. What else do I add? Some of these other... Oh, what about a spray paint? Spray can? New frame, spray can. Spray can's good. And with the spray can, you can use like random shapes, right? You can have random 1x1s because it makes like a spray pattern. All right. So a spray can, guys. A spray can, literally, is like this. Wait, hold on. How did they do this? How do they make it look good? Dithering. It's gotta be like this. The can is just a rectangle, but it's gotta be like rotated though. And then it's gotta have this thing at the top. Does it though? Does it have to? It doesn't have to. But how do you make this? Can I just copy this? How do I how do I just copy? Okay. Pixel art spray can. This is such a specific thing. Oh, these are all aligned vertically. It's like this. Okay, so the top is kind of like... Okay, this doesn't work. This This doesn't work. This looks like a pencil. What if we had one that was just like a pencil? No, okay, you know what? Let's have one. It's just like this. Right, and then you have this. And then the top, that's where you have the spray part. But then it's like, is this too easy though? That's a question. Is this too easy? No, surely not. Because then you can have an arbitrary pattern. But then that would also be, could also be impossible, depending on how the pattern is laid out. Because a lot of singular pixels makes it hard to solve. Sometimes even impossible. Unless we inverted it. What if the background was this? And then you just had a bunch of like one-off pixels. Look at that. But then like, what about this? What if this also, ooh, what if it was like stylistic? Look at this. Whoa, it's so stylish, guys. That's crazy. Literally styling, bro. Wow. I feel like it's kind of hard to tell though. Okay, you could also add a label to it. As you all know, society loves labels. They're always labeling things. Can't believe they would do this. You could also use this color. Okay, what if the inside was this? And then you had this out there, and then what? And then up here, you would simply have it be like this. And then is this solvable though? That's the question. Surely it is. It is, which makes me think we could put a bunch more random pixels in here. But then if we put the random pixels, they're like so far away from the top that it doesn't make sense. Unless we made them more angled. Like, is that anything, guys? Does anyone even know? One over there, one over here. What about that one? No one even knows anymore. They're like, I don't even know what he's doing. He just started saying things. Bro is literally just saying things. Okay, what if it was like that though? What if we had this around the entire thing, and then even more around the entire thing, like this? Bam. Then what? I feel like, okay, spray cans, they don't really have they don't really have this, right? It doesn't protrude out like that. There's kind of like a hole in here. Like, is this more accurate? What if it was like this? Maybe it has to be like that. Maybe it's like this. I don't know. Is this fine? Maybe this is fine. It's probably fine, right? That's probably fine. Does it need that thing though? It doesn't. It doesn't even have it. What's even happening? Alright, that's pretty good, right? This seems fine. New thing, spray can. Is spray can one word or two? It's 2 words, right? Spray can. Spray can? What can't it do? Am I right, guys? What's the deal with spray cans? What about 2 cans? 2 cans, Sam? What about 1 can, Sam? I don't know. Just grasping at straws here. It's a part of the stream where I just say things. Just saying words, man. He's literally just saying words at this point. Unlike before, when he was not saying words. He was actually just not saying words. Do you think it looks better with this? Or this? Does this look more spray can like? I feel like with this it's like too tall, right? It looks like a liquor bottle. Needs a no, but like I tried that and I feel like then it looks like one of those like soap dispensers. And like usually they don't have like a nozzle, you know? Like they have, I guess I could put like 1 pixel down here. Like it could be this. Not a nozzle, but they don't have that though, right? Unless you mean this. I think it's fine. You think this is fine or this is fine? I guess this is fine. You know what? It's fine. 2 pixel instead of 3? Like 2 as in from here or 2 as in from here? It's like this. It's like how Kirby did spray cans in Amazing Mirror with the little nozzle. I guess it's fine then. Okay, next one. What about... Oh, I didn't add this. I did not add paint bucket. New frame. Paint bucket. Bam. There. Simple, we're done. No, it's more complex than that. It's not actually that simple. But it could be, if you want it to be, like, abstract. It could be this simple. Welcome, Nutritious. Here, what if we had this outline? What if this outline was here? And then you also have this. Right, and then the top is like this. And it's like that. That looks enough like a paint can. Then... And then you have the label, you know? Paint cans, they do have like a... A label in the middle. Or I could make, okay, the paint can could be this color. And then the label could be this color. Bam. But then also, the paint doesn't go all the way, right? It would be from here. The paint can has an ahoge. That's crazy. Soup. What if it was soup? Soup can. There. That looks fairly paint-like, right? And then what? And then, we could have the handle up top. Like this. Like you could tell that this is a paint can, right? Based on the context. I could have like a handle up here. Look at that. I think this needs to be a bit rounder. Or not, or maybe maybe it's fine. The diagonal looks off. It does. What if it was like that? The paint stream should probably be a bit thinner. No, but look at these paints. Aren't they all like this? Aren't they all literally like this? Now, what if it was like that? What if there was more? Oh, what if it was separated slightly? So we have like one here, and then the rest over there. Or like this. What if we did that? And then like this. Surely this is good. Welcome, Nanolith. I didn't know you streamed. What are you doing? Sulfur? What is that? Welcome, Calfriend. Welcome, Nanolith. Hope you had a good time playing Sulfur. Paint is viscous, so it tends to bunch up at the lip of the can before pouring into a thin stream. No, but like what if you were like spilling it? Welcome Palmfall as well. What is sulfur? What even is sulfur? I hope you weren't sulfuring. Is that a thing? Sulfuring? Sorry, streaming again. Started back in 2012. Damn. It's a roguelike FPS with super flat art style. Sulfur game. Welcome, Craig. Sulfur. Is it this one? Interesting. If you know brimstone, sulfur is a mineral that you get from brimstone. From Binding of Isaac? You're telling me that brimstone from Devil Deals is there? No, this is very much not solvable. Okay, we have to make... I think the issue is that these are too thin. Well, anyway, I hope it was fun. I feel like, yeah, you don't usually see FPS games that have like cartoony graphics like this. That's sulfur, this is sulfur. Is it because they're furry? Are they I guess they're furry, right? They do have furry thing. I don't know if goblins are furry. Wow. I didn't know these were goblins. But what about this though? That's furry. Goblins are kind of furries. But where are goblins on like the categorization? Those are dogs. That's a normal dog. But dogs are furry, right? Dogs are totally furry. Goblin, he's got him. Got him. You got me. How do I make this solvable, guys? What do we do? This is impossible. It's the handle. I think it's everything. They just hate me. Literally hate me. Everything here. There's everything is broken. Oh my god, none of this works. I'm gonna fix a little supper and get more water. I'll be lurking. Thanks for the raid. Thanks for stopping by. Feel free to do other things. Yeah, what if the entire thing was no, even this is not solvable. What the? That's impossible. How did they do this, man? What if I inverted the whole thing? That's solvable. Maybe we just invert it. What if we did that? Oh, but how do I do that here, though? How would I even invert that here? Is that a thing that I can do? Sprite. Edit. Invert? Oh, you can invert. Oh, shoot. Wait a second. You could just do that. You can also make the can full black, but I feel like that'd be kind of boring, though. Don't you think? I guess I could, and then the label could be white. Maybe that's better. Sure, you know what? Maybe that's better. Do I use umbrellas? Yes. Yes, I do. Okay, what if it was this? Wait, hold on. So that's solvable, but the but the label looks a bit weird. Have I made an umbrella puzzle? Yes, that's one of the early 5x5s actually. It's one of the first puzzles in the game. Look at this one. There it is. It's right there. Very interesting. Very... Wait. That's something. That is solvable. Now, what would be a more interesting puzzle, though? Do you think? This would be more interesting? I guess this would be more interesting. Okay, but how do I make it look like this? Well, good question. I'll fill this entire thing, and then you gotta start from here. You have this one, and that one, and that one. Oops. So you can't do that. You cannot be doing that. But you could do this. It looks a bit weird though, but whatever, that's fine. Surely this is fine. Alright, new tag, paint bucket. A cactus from Peak Puzzle on Discord, 2 variations. Wait, I think I already have a cactus though. I already have one. That's a different one. That is a different one. It looks like a jar instead of a bucket. Yeah, well, it's fine. That's fine. There's only so much you can do, really. Cactus in the sky. Desert cacti, though? No, but what if people are like, what the frick, 2 cacti? I guess I could. There's nothing stopping me from. I mean, I do have multiple Wolfies. Wolfie stare. Wolfie. Wolfie face. All right. What if I change the current cactus into potted cactus? Yes. And then this one, new frame. Whoops, I need to copy it differently. So there's 2 variations that have been posted. Cactus easy version and cactus hard version. Question is, which one do I want to add? How easy is easy though? Have you tried solving these? How long, how much easier is easy? Hard version has more clouds but doesn't look as good. That is true. I think I'll do the easier version. Easier has black borders everywhere, which makes the start a lot easier. Copy, paste. But doesn't it need to have the prickles? I'm just gonna add a random one of these here. There, surely that's acceptable. Alright, new tag. Desert cactus. Should I do dark prickles? Yeah, you could also just make them white. Okay. And I guess I could also make the outline this color. Alright, let's check this one in the game. What did I do? Found inconsistent puzzle border color. Frame 117. Oh, I didn't even have that. Frame 117. Oh, right. Okay. Frame 117 has column 7. 1. Wait, what? 7 clues on frame. Okay, let me try to verify this one again. It has 7 clues here. Okay, I can just remove like that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just remove this one. Or what if I... No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll just remove this one. And then surely it is solvable. Alright, let's look at the cactus. Wow, there it is. There it is, desert cactus. Very nice. Solved in 0 seconds. Alright, next one. Next one. What is another thing that I could add to this game? Other paint related things. What about an eyedropper? What about what are some common things in stationery? A scissor? Wait, do we have a scissor? We don't have a scissor. Okay, we could add a scissor. We can use negative space for this. Okay, so for a scissor, it's gotta be an eyedropper full of paint. What if it was full of pain, guys? Painting. You can do a puzzle in seconds, but it takes 2 weeks. Yeah, breathing is pretty hard. You gotta practice for several weeks. For some people, it can take even longer. Okay, so there is the handles. And then simply having a wonderful Christmas time. What the heck is Microsoft Clipchamp? What is that? I don't want to click it. That is something. PogChamp, but clips. PogChamp if it was clips instead. It's video editing software. Does anyone use it? Is everyone like, I gotta use Microsoft Clipchamp. It's my go-to source for clipping. Actually, this doesn't look very nice. Scissors. Okay, what if the scissors were... What if they're more like this? Like the snipping tool. You gotta have a circular thing. Right there. Can't believe they'd give up the name recognition of Windows Movie Maker. But I assume they were different things though. Are they not different things? Don't they already still have Movie Maker? Tell me you can't even make movies anymore. It's crazy. I used to once. It's like them trying to do the easy TikTok video editing thing. I've never used TikTok, so I don't actually I don't actually know what it's like. Is it like there's a thing called like CapCut, right? That's the thing that people use. CapCut. It does have a nice library of built-in voice generators. The AI voice, you would not believe that. You would. I can't even pretend to know how to make that voice. What's a phrase that the AI voice would say? You would not believe. That's not how it works. This guy doesn't even know how to do accents. Whoa, look, this is a pretty good scissor, right? You would not believe your eyes. 10,000 fireflies. 10 billion fired flies. Would you believe your eyes though? I feel like I would believe my eyes. I would be like, that's a lot of fireflies, but I can believe it. Is that even that many? How many really is 10 million fireflies? Isn't it 10 million fireflies? Yes. Welcome, Mint. I hadn't seen a firefly in real life until this summer. What? I see them like every summer almost. They're everywhere. Maybe not with the lowered firefly population. How many fireflies are left? How many are there? Can we even predict? Is this even predictable to know how many there are? Saw them in rural Missouri? But how many? Were there 10 million? I only seen a couple fireflies in one place. That is true. I feel like I usually only see like 10 or fewer at a time. I don't think their range extends very far west. I see. Well, I did not know. I just took them for granted. I was like, of course, fireflies, duh, they're always here. They don't live on the west coast. I see. Well, what if they did? What if someone introduced them and they were an invasive species? Wouldn't that be cool? We also don't get the periodic cicadas. There's also lanternflies. You guys know about those lanternflies? Spotted lanternflies. Whoa, look, these scissors are emitting a Wi-Fi signal. It's crazy. How did they do that? Sounds like a plan to get your 10 billion fireflies. Okay, what if these scissors were cutting a piece of paper? What if we simply had some paper here, and then that paper is being cut? Like that. Could you tell that this is being cut? Is that a thing? You can see they do thin out as you go west. What is this? Firefly species. None in Canada? What the? 0 firefly species in Canada? It's crazy. None reported in the lakes. That is Arctic Canada. I guess that makes sense. No, skip this song. You can't play this song. What if you had rock, and paper? Rock, paper, and scissors? I mean, I do have some things that are paper. Rock, though? I don't know. There's so many in Texas, and I've never seen one. Oh, there's a lot in New York. That explains why I thought they were common. I don't think the UK gets them either. Where do fireflies exist? What countries have fireflies? What regions have fireflies? The Mississippi River. I don't actually know where Mississippi is. Where's Mississippi? Is it here? One of these places somewhere. What regions have fireflies? Lightning bugs? Why is this so US centric? Can't believe this. Starts in Minnesota. Northwest of Florida. Oh, I see. Oh, this. Fireflies. How are flies gonna get a job now? I think it's easier to get a job if you've been fired. Because when you are not fired, you gotta like schedule interviews to not conflict with your work. As we all know. We've all gone over this. Biology term is range, so probably firefly global range. What about domain? Okay, I guess that's not... That's a different thing. That's a totally different thing. They named their company Firefly Global. Firefly Range. Map. But not in the US. Okay, what about this? There we go. World imagery. I don't know if this is it. Don't go to the firefly range. They're already endangered. Do you think you could shoot a firefly with a bullet? Or would they simply survive? I don't know. Could a bullet harm a firefly? Probably, right? I mean, I don't see why not, but like, they're so small. Does that mean if I go to the firearm range, I can shoot at firearms? Yes. That's exactly how it works. Literally. There, okay, surely you can tell from this image that the paper is being cut. And then you can use this as the puzzle. There. Scissor. Scissors. Can you ever have one scissor? Like, is one of these... is this thing by itself a scissor? This thing itself? What is a scissor? A singular scissor. Just don't know. Can you have one pant? A pant leg? Yes. But like, would this not just be like a blade? If it was just by itself? Scissor blade. I don't know. Alright, can we come up with another puzzle in 10 minutes? In the next 10 minutes. You don't get a single glass, but what about the glass? You do have single glass, though. It's just the thing you drink out of. Monocle. Monocle Lewinsky. Guys, you guys remember Monocle Lewinsky? Glue. Yo, glue is also an Uma Musume reference. Oh my god. There should be a rock on top of a broken pair of scissors and a piece of paper covering a rock. No, I feel like it would be too complicated. It's just too much. Okay, what about something? What about something? Lewinsky, the guy who goes bowling and has a nice rug? I don't understand references. Eyedrop tool. Alright. I feel that makes for a bit of an uninteresting 15 by 15 though. No, that's not true. We could have like a drop. You could have like a droplet. And then the eyedropper. But then there would be a lot of empty space on the bottom. Would this be discernible as an eyedropper? And this could also be this color. I think this part needs to be a rounder. Yeah. There. Eyedrop tool has a hilt. At least it does in A-Spray. Oh, true. But now it looks like a sword. It looks like a sword. A sword. Wait, maybe this. Maybe this. I think it's too sharp. We need it needs to be a bit thicker. Look at this. What is a sword but an eyedropper for blood? What even is a sword? What even is sword, guys? Anyone even know swords? S-word, sword. There, okay, is this... I guess this is discernible. It's a dagger. But how do you make it less like a dagger, though? Like this? Is it perhaps that you need, like, this thing to be like this? No. Is this not even... That's it. Okay. That's an eyedropper? Yes. That is an eyedropper. The tightening at the front helps. But this isn't solvable though, because we have too many 1x1s. If you made the amount of paint in it flat, it would look like it's holding liquid. And this. That. Dagger. Even more. Gosh dang it. Dang it, Bobby. An inkwell or something. What if it was shorter? And then what? No, I feel like it's a bit boring of a puzzle because you also, there's like so much empty space like over here and here. And I think I do have a lot of puzzles that are kind of just like an object rotated 45 degrees. Like we have this one's also rotated 45 degrees. This one is. Make it have a pool. Like. I guess you could do that. That's a thing. Welcome brain to that. I would not be discussing the VTuber awards, the streamer awards. Okay, what about Inkwell? So true, so true. I sure hope it does. Is this discernible as a pool of ink? What else could we do? Is this anything? It kind of looks like a dagger though. I think like from this it does look like a dagger. I don't know about this one. Whatever. Wait, I'm just gonna delete it. Delete. It's time to end the stream. Title it Eyedropper Dagger. I don't think I will. Alright, well. Yeah, drip at the bottom would make for a great paintbrush. No, but I already have a paintbrush. Alright, so I've added scissors, desert cactus, paint bucket, spray can. I didn't even add spray can. This commit message is way too long. Can you see that? It's way too long. That's fine. It's fine. No one cares. It's just me. I thought this said failed. Doesn't this look like it says failed? My git commit hash. Failed. Okay, we're good. It's time to end the stream. Thanks for watching. Let's find out what day it is. Let's rate someone. Failed. Pretend to be a time traveler day. Blue collar day. Health savings account day. What the frick does this mean? Lard day. Green Monday. National Brownie Day. We could do that one. This is an interesting one. Pretend to be a time traveler day. I mean, this one's more universally understandable. No, the ear one, I don't know what that one's about. Let's not do that one. Do National Brownie. Is there a brownie emoji? National Brownie Day raid. Probably is not, right? That'd be so specific. Whatever, you post whatever you want. Alright, who do I raid today? Who is streaming? Many people are streaming. And I will send you to one of these people. And this person is going to be what about this guy? Baldur's Gate 3? He's playing Baldur's Gate / raid. Paste. Okay, thanks for watching. I will be back on Wednesday with something or other. I don't know what I'm doing on Wednesday. It could be many things. It could even be Outer Wilds. What if I was just like, whoa, what if I just stream Outer Wilds? I got nothing else to do. And then everyone's like, what the frick, Wolfie? You didn't tell me you were playing Outer Wilds? Oh my god, I would have tuned in. It's my favorite game. I would have tuned in for Outer Wilds, but you didn't tell us. I don't know. I might do it. I don't know what to stream anymore. I just don't know. I've avoided spoilers for so long. You can watch a stream. I've watched several people play it and I don't remember anything. It all looks the same to me. If you don't pay attention to like them reading stuff, it all is the same. It's just that you're like in space, there's like text that you read. I don't know. There's planets. Super Mario Galaxy is there, maybe. Probably not, I just made that up. It has planets. Anyway, the raid's going. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.